Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. One of my first videos was applying my tips, and now I wanted to take it back to the basics of removal. I usually don't do this type of removal, but for people that don't use an e-file, this is probably a good option. This is usually the salon option. You go, they soak a cotton ball in acetone, and they will put the cotton ball on your finger, and they will wrap this around it and let you sit for 15 minutes. We're gonna try that. Also, hand and body butter. I'm gonna put this around my cuticles as to not get my hands to be super dry while I am soaking off. Here is my acetone I'm going to be using. And then I've got my handy dandy kitchen timer that I'm gonna put on 15 minutes after I get everything all set. This mani I'm going to do I'm gonna pop my dip off, and I'm gonna remove this a different way as well. I'm going to remove it with acetone still, but I'm gonna do the baggy rice method. I'm gonna pour the acetone in here, and I'm gonna heat up the rice, and I'm gonna soak my hands and rub on the paper towel. But inside of the bag with the paper towel is gonna be some organic coconut oil. It does the same thing as this will be doing. It'll keep my hands moisturized from getting super, super dry during the process. So we're gonna start with one hand, and then we're gonna start with the other hand, and I'm actually gonna time them both, and I'm gonna see which one is gonna be faster. So I hope y'all will enjoy the video. I will make sure to do an e-file removal and a couple of different removal methods as well later on as I continue to progress with the channel. So I will go ahead and get started, and we will get the timer set. I'm going to do one hand at a time. So the first thing that I like to do when I am taking my tips off is I like to cut them down as short as they will go. This one with this little catcher keeps my tips from flying everywhere. So I'm just going to cut the length down on all of my tips. See? Shortened. And then I'm going to take my file, I'm going to take the 100 side, and I'm just going to remove the top coat shine so that the acetone can penetrate better. Alright, so next we are going to get ready. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm just going to put it on the edge. Because the acetone will still get in there, but I'm just going to put this on the edge. Acetone will still penetrate everything. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the edge of all of my nails. Take the acetone. We're going to saturate it. I'm going to open this up. Put this on my nail. Put it in. Alright, and I'm going to do this for all of my nails. Alright, so our timer just went off. We are going to check and see what the thumb is looking like. See if we need some more time, see how we're looking. It's looking like we got a little bit to scrape off, but it is also looking like it is going to need some more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb back in there. Let's check out the index finger, since that was the one we did second. Check it out. Yeah, I had some issues with attaching these foils, but I don't do this often, so. Alright, let's see what we got. Looks like we got a little bit more progress. But still could use some more time. So I'm going to throw it back in there. And since those two were already in the longest and they needed more time, I'm gonna go ahead and give the rest of the hand about 5 more minutes. Ultimately, just kind of a waiting game. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these do their thing for however long it's going to take. I'm gonna check them out and I will come back and I will show y'all at the end, kind of when I get closer to getting them all the way done. It's just a lengthy process. I don't particularly like this one, like I had said before, but it is a way to do it without an e-file. It is a way to do it safely without filing and anything. You just gotta have time and patience and just sit and chill. So I will be back in just a little bit. All right, y'all, went ahead and finished up the other hand, and now we're gonna go ahead and do the baggie method with the rice. I did go ahead and pour some acetone in the baggie, put a paper towel in. I threw in the coconut oil as well to keep my hands moisturized. Also, I did heat up the rice in the microwave to get it warm, which will help the soak off process go a lot faster. Warm acetone speeds up the process, so having the acetone in there with the paper towel, being able to rub my nails on it will also help speed up the process. I just want to rub my nails on there just gently. You let them sit in there and then you rub occasionally, but I'm just kind of showing you guys the motion that I'm doing. And I'm going to go ahead and let this soak. I'm going to go ahead and get it taken care of completely, and I will be back in just a minute for y'all. Alright, y'all, we are back and soaked off. I never do that ever. It took me about 20 or so minutes. I was talking to my son, so it took me a little bit longer to soak off this hand, but you see, my skin is so dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up with some whipped hand and body butter. Just going to make sure that I really, really moisturize. So now I'm probably going to take this and do like really, really thick and heavy on. Get the whole hand, because when you do the acetone, it's going to take all of the moisture out of your skin. It is like ridiculous. And it is not my method that I like to use, right? I've only ever soaked off, I think, one other time. And when I soaked off that time, I went and bought my e-file the next day. Not even gonna lie. But here's what we look like. There are my natural nails. They're a little bit red just because I did a little bit of filing and sometimes I get a little carried away. It's another reason I like my e-file. I also didn't buff a whole lot. As you see, it's still got some ridges and stuff in there from the file. I really don't like to do too much on my natural nails with a hand file, so I did just enough to get everything off and a little bit of scraping with my cuticle pusher. Not hard, but just a little bit. And then I just kind of scraped it off a little bit. But that is the acetone removal. I will let my nails sit for about a day or so, and then I may put some tips back on. I'm kind of undecided on what I'm going to do at this point, but I usually let them rest at least for a full day to kind of get everything back where it needs to be. Sometimes I take a little bit more damage, especially this hand, just because I had to use my non-dominant hand to do it. But all in all, it works pretty good. It took me about a little over 2 hours to do one hand at a time, which is obnoxious when I can knock out 2 hands in about 30-45 minutes when I do it with my e-file. Here is the acetone soak off. We are all set. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, afternoon, rest of your day, whatever time it is for you, and I will catch y'all on the next one.